being police. There's no certainty. A lot of the time, there's no clarity at all. You just do your best and learn to live with ambiguity.
I have to say I'm disappointed. I'd most wanted to talk to you because your record indicated you never went along with the official version. I've been hoping you'd provide a missing piece.
Young lady, my whole brain's a bunch of missing pieces.
I wanted to get a sense from you guys, when you guys sat down and talked about this role, and obviously working with Stephen and others, how you decided, Nick and Mahershala, that this was going to play out with this character over three different parts of his life.
I thought right away I would be really, really lucky to have an artist of his caliber driving this thing. I think, and it was a short conversation on that level, I think, and just that I listened to him, and my only sort of insecurity was if the story would be fundamentally changed by changing the race of the lead character, which was really my only insecurity. And Mahershala sort of assured me that he didn't want the story changed, and that he didn't want the character defined by his race, but to be, as he was on the page, something of a broader, more dimensional leading man than just someone whose defining characteristic would be race, which I think it often is a lot of the times.
Mahershala, one of the aspects of your character, Wayne Hayes, the police detective, is the backstory of his experiences in Vietnam, which is something very new in terms of the true detective timeline overall, and the way it plays into that character as a snapshot of America over three different decades, literally, 70s, 80s, 90s, and what have you. For you, how did that inform the character in terms of your performance?
Well, it gave me, so you could play angry, or you can't, but you can play tone. But I think you have to understand what is underneath something. You can't just play covering something that isn't there. So you have to locate what it is that makes you vulnerable, and then cover it. Right, and so that's when people become hard or rigid or abusive, even whatever the reaction could be, or however people lead, whatever energy they lead with in life, it's because they have something to protect. So I think for me, it was about, in some way, shape, or form, really trying to inform myself about his history, his past. Some of that was in talking to Nick, and some of that is he did his work. That's my responsibility to create a life for this man and take the clues and hints that he set up for me and run with them and make those real for me, metabolize those in my own way, and then have something to protect, so that later on, when Nick writes what he writes in the finale, but even in the 1980 version of the finale, when Wayne busts open sort of emotionally, even as an older man as well, those are the things that are coming out, the things that you've already thought of, that you went to bed thinking about, that you've written about, that you have to give yourself some real things, some real memories to sort of protect. So that's how I approached it, and I did as much research as I could about Vietnam, or just giving myself, I watched this 10-hour Ken Burns documentary just to give myself some images and connect myself with the time and things of that nature that would sort of feed my idea of that time and that man.